Alex Albon got cheated out of finding out how good his weekend really could have been by the FIA. If you're new to the world of Cargo Fast and you're wondering why the classification of our drivers changed after qualifying was over, it's because the FIA actually waited to hand out a couple of penalties that usually would have been handed out earlier on. We waited quite a bit of time to see the grid penalty handed down to the Mercedes drivers, both George and Kimi Antonelli, which was a one-place grid penalty given for the fact that both of those cars actually left their garages before the session was greenlit. But Alex Albon's case is actually a lot more frustrating. The difference for Alex Albon is his placement could have been a lot different had a penalty been called when it was supposed to be. If you're new to Formula One, there are a couple of things that you need to understand about these grid penalties. Alex was actually knocked out of participating in Q2 by a single driver with Nico Hülkenberg. Nico's final lap had him come in just above Alex and knock him out of 15th into 16th. However, in that qualifying lap, Nico actually should have been called for track limits. If you're new to Formula One, track limits happens when all four wheels of the car are over that white line on the track. When that happens, your lap is automatically deleted, meaning it does not count for the session. And 45 minutes after qualifying was over, Nico's lap was deleted for track limits. However, because they took so long to call something that's usually called within the same session, it meant that Alex Albon should have been able to participate in Q2, but instead Nico Hülkenberg did. And once Nico's lap time was deleted, he moves down into 16th for his qualifying, but Alex only inherits 15th. And had he actually participated in Q2 the way he was supposed to, he would have, at bare minimum, been 14th, because Esteban Ocon actually DNF'd and crashed during that session. So the frustrating part about this is the fact that that call comes so late means that Alex actually is at an inherent disadvantage for this race. While we don't know that he would have actually made it into Q3, he has been performing incredibly well over the past few races. Obviously, he wasn't able to get a high enough qualifying time in Q1 that he wasn't on the bubble, but you never know with these sessions when the track is improving and the drivers are able to improve how far Alex might have made it. At bare minimum, we would have seen him at least one place higher. And for me, I am frustrated for him because of how well he's been performing, and in addition, Carlos Sainz actually seems to be getting a handle on the Williams. This was the best qualifying that he's had the entire season. So setup for tomorrow could have been a really great setup for Williams. We could have seen both of those cars make it as far as Q3, and we could have been looking at a double points finish for the Williams for the first time all season. Instead, we have a late call that is a pretty black and white call. If all four tires go over that white line, track limits and your lap is deleted. So why it took the FIA 45 minutes to get there today, and they allowed it to affect the classification in this way, really makes no sense, and also kind of robs us of what could have been this weekend. Now again, it's a what-if situation, and Bahrain does allow for a little bit more passing than we saw at Suzuka, so it's possible that we'll see Alex really be able to make his way through the grid. Regardless, he's starting from a disadvantaged position that he actually shouldn't be based on merit. So I'll turn it over to you guys. What do you think? Does Carlos finally have a handle on that Williams? And will Alex be able to fight his way up through the grid tomorrow?